Our CNN primetime exclusive interview with the president of Ukraine continues right now with the biggest question of all. How does this war ever end? As you know, the United States has been warning China against providing lethal weapons to Russia. Have you been briefed, Mr. President, recently by U.S. officials on where this all stands? Do you expect China to take that step?
Я б дуже хотів, що
I would like to have all the countries support the end of the war, and on the side of all other security directions, which through the war we have a lack of,
і ми зацікавлені.
and we're interested to have China on the side of the nuclear safety and security.
І у Сполучених Штатах Америки
The US doesn't have much in common with China. We understand that. And how the US will be living with China, it's a matter of between US and China. But when the war starts in the European continent, which is happening today in Ukraine, we have to be interested in limiting this war and ending this war. That's why this factor should unite us. Russia is an aggressor.
Росія не повинна
Russia should not be on the sovereign Ukrainian territory. It should go away, not with the force, but to retreat itself, to respecting the international law. It shouldn't be occupying the nuclear power plants because it's a threat to the whole of the world.
на Запорізькому.
I'm talking about the Zaporizhzhia power plant. That's the risk, and we other countries should do this, all of them. Despite their geopolitical differences, we have to be interested in peace, from the sovereignty to territorial integrity to the end of this war.
Under what conditions, Mr. President, would you be willing to speak directly with Vladimir Putin?
Я вважаю, що
I think that there's today we don't have any circumstances to talk to the Russian Federation president because he doesn't hold his word. We don't have any confidence in him. And he killed thousands of people. In order to discuss a diplomatic resolution of war as a whole and configuration of this diplomatic decision, not military, but diplomatic decision, in order to do that, Russia should leave our territory. And after that, we have to join the diplomatic tools in order to do that. We can find any format with our partners just after that.
So what does the end game, Mr. President, look like? How do you define victory in this war?
перемога буде.
We will have our victory.
Перемога закінчиться
I think that victory will end up with the understandable security decisions for many years to come. And I'm sure after this war,
на європейському континенті
there will be more understandable situation in the European continent and more stable situation on the European continent. And Russia will not be able to threaten any other countries fighting for their freedom and independence.
Якщо їх війська не вийдуть,
If Russia's troops will not leave Ukraine territory, it means a war will be raging in Ukraine, in Europe, on and on and on. And that's why at any point there will be another war which will lead to the Third World War, and we totally understand that.
ось і все. Тому номер один
Number one issue, they have to leave Ukraine, either should be pushed out of Ukrainian territory or through the negotiations and agreements with other partners. They have to leave our territory, and then, only then, we can talk about diplomacy. Now, we have, how to say, if we will leave it, it will be just a calm before another storm.
Do you believe, Mr. President, that Ukraine can win this war this year, 2023?
все тільки залежить від швидкості
It all
постачання
depends on the speed of the supply of the material and military support. Only on that. The longer it will take, the less motivation fighters will be without any supplies of weaponry. That's why the motivation will wane, because if we not give people weapons, they cannot go into offense. And if you wait and wait, the victory will come later. But I'm not doubting this victory. It only depends on time.
President Zelensky gets personal in a moment when I ask him about his children and what it's like to raise them in this time of extreme turmoil.